HealthWish is a series of conversations about the state of healthcare in New York City's fabulous fifth borough, Staten Island. Our goal is to raise issues, raise awareness, and raise health, because when we raise health, we raise everyone. Today, we're back at the biggest little zoo in New York, the fabulous Staten Island Zoo, to rejoin our conversation with Jamie Lynn Homan and guests Alex Carr and Elvis Duran, who turned their personal journey with cancer into substantial benefits for others who will walk the same path. Let's pick up the conversation where we left off. Give it a listen.
We are so glad that you are doing well now,
yes,
and that you're here with us today. And we're even more excited that you're going to be joining us for the Northwell Health Walk on May 21st,
yes,
which also raises money for the Florina Cancer Center where you were treated. And we are going to be sharing your story. And I know it's been so important for you to really get your message out and share about your experiences. So what does it mean for you to be the featured story for our opening ceremony?
When I first heard that, I was taken back. Because I don't want to be in the spotlight. I don't want any of that. I just want people to, get in front of cancer, and all together we could beat this. And we will. One day we will. And we're getting there slowly. And I think now if my father was diagnosed with the cancer today that he died from, he would have been here today. We came a long way, and we're still going forward. So.
Well, we're very excited to welcome you on that day. And
Thank you.
Speaking about fundraising, so when you were diagnosed, you actually amazingly took it upon yourself to decide that you also wanted to do something to support the center, to help other people. And so you reached out, and we had created a crowdfunding page for you. What made you do that?
It's giving back to my community. Staten Island's my home, my backyard. And just like with Hurricane Sandy, how Staten Island came together, we lifted each other up, and we're always there to look out for each other. That day, you drove in and you went to schools helping, people recovering from Sandy. You helped my family, my neighborhood, and stuff. And that's what we're about, Staten Island. We're here for each other, and that's what that fundraiser was for. Was to help the Florina Cancer Center. Even my coworkers were selling T-shirts with Team Alex on it, with my face, with all my animals that I worked with. And we raised $51,000.
Yes, you did. Just over $51,000, which is incredible considering you were doing it while you were in treatment.
Yes.
It's absolutely amazing. And also Elvis had you on his show. You were able to shout out your doctors.
Yes.
Which was, I'm sure, wonderful for them to hear, and also great for the community to know that they can stay right here in their backyard. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
I love that he wanted to do it, because I didn't know if he would. But he had the courage to get on and just let it go. And Alex is definitely not one to be center of attention, in lights, on camera. That's not him. But he felt like he needed to crawl out from under that rock and say something and be an advocate for those who need it, and for an excellent organization that could use another loudspeaker. And he did it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for doing that. And then you were also talking about how, Staten Island community is so tight-knit. Speaking of tight-knit, we have a mutual friend, Chef Peter Botros, and he owns Violet Cellar here on Staten Island. Wonderful restaurant. They're also a friend to Staten Island University Hospital and the Florina Cancer Center. So him and his partners actually host 4 events every year for us. They're great. They're delicious, amazing events, and you've been to several of them.
Yes, yeah.
And most notably, you were at the Meatballs and Mixology fundraiser in February. It was an amazing night, and Elvis, you quite literally brought down the house in tears when you made a surprise donation. Yeah. So tell me about that night.
Well, lots of meatballs, lots of cocktails, and once again, Staten Island, the world's most massive small town, bringing it together. Everyone knew why they were there. I mean, the assignment was obvious. It was for the center, and it worked out, And I just love seeing people coming together, whatever they can do. If it's a meatball, if it's a check, whatever, just to be a part of it, so you can carry on the conversation when you leave that event, and the next day you can talk about who you met, what you talked about, what you ate, and what it was all about. And it was a great night.
Yeah.
Definitely. And so because you're very humble, and I know that you won't share it from your own mouth, you actually gave a check for $250,000, which is...
I did what?
I know, right? It's crazy.
That's got to be a mistake. No, absolutely happily.
Yes,
I mean,
and it was our whole center. A lot of our doctors, our nurses, our staff, they were there, and they were all in tears when you made that announcement because you surprised all of us.
It surprised me. I was shocked. And
well, I was too the next day, but I'm kidding. You know what? It was actually from the both of us. And, we love looking out for great organizations, the powerful organizations that do incredible things in our community. But this particular group of professionals just saved my husband's life. I mean, there aren't enough zeros to put on a check to pay for that, So I think I owe you more.
Do you? No, I'm
not
kidding.
Now. But no,
I'm totally kidding.
It was just a room full of love that night,
Yes.
and it's just. It was great. It was a great night. We'll never forget.
It's an honor to be here because I love Staten Island. And Alex, who is now a member of the Florina family, the strongest man I know.
But consider Staten Island. Staten Island's our home, and Staten Island's growing. And let me tell you, the Florina Cancer Center, they're amazing people there. Very amazing. So before you make that trip to the city and get stressed out, consider here, our home, Staten Island. Thank you.
Excellent. I'm sure if you're in a family that's living with cancer, you had a crash course in cancer, as we did. And Florina totally made all the sense in the world for us. Alex, on behalf of you and Peter, we're donating $250,000 to Florina Cancer Center. We would like to contribute $250,000 to the Florina Cancer Center here.
Cancer! Cancer!
Who wants some meatballs? Let's dance.
So I heard when you got the all clear, you came right back to the Staten Island Zoo because you wanted to get back to, really, it's your family.
yes, this has been my home since I was 15 years old. And this is my family here. And when the doctor told me that my CAT scans came back and the tumor's gone and I'm clear, I got right in my car. I had my work clothes in the back seat and I came right here to work. And soon I was walking in, people were like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, I'm clear and this and that. And I got a lot of hugs and a lot of support from my family. And people were like, "We'd be out celebrating." And I'm like, "Oh, this is where I wanted to be."
That's amazing. And I think that you both actually have that with your work families. At least it seems so, Elvis. What would you say?
Oh, no, I was on the phone with him as he was getting the all clear from his doctor. And, of course, everyone on the show was like, are you okay? So they knew we were getting an answer, but they could not tell, by my red crybaby face if it was a good answer or a challenging answer, So I told him, he's all clear. That was the best day ever. Ever. It was great.
Oh, I love that.
I loved how you brought up the point about Staten Island. It is such an important character in the story. I mean, you go back to Superstorm Sandy, and cancer itself is a superstorm in and of itself. And Staten Island is different. I grew up in a little town in Texas, and it was nowhere near as powerful as this community.
Staten Island's very supportive especially when they need to be the most.
Right.
Yes.
I'm glad that we show that to the rest of the world, even those from Texas.
Right. And somewhat outspoken and loud.
Yeah.
To the point. Staten Island. It was really good.
Absolutely, and we cannot thank you both enough for everything that you've done for us to spread awareness, to help our center grow. We're going to be opening the new Florina Cancer Center in fall of 2023. We're going to be bringing complete comprehensive cancer care to adults and to pediatric cancer patients with their own unit. So I hope that you two will join me as we have this ribbon cutting in the fall, because you deserve to stand alongside us as we cut that ribbon. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Oh, thank you.
That would be an honor to be there.
Yes.
And Alex, it is so great to see you doing so well to a happy and healthy life.
I know my hair's growing back. My eyebrows are coming back.
I know. You
His
look
hair's
great.
grown an inch since we started this interview.
You look fantastic.
Thank you.
And
Thank
thank
you
you.
so
I look
much.
forward to seeing you in May, and in the future, you're part of our family now.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
HealthWish wishes to express our sincerest thanks to Mr. Alex Carr and Elvis Duran for their enormous generosity and support of Staten Island University Hospital and its mission. HealthWish wishes to thank our very special hosts, the great Staten Island Zoo. We're very interested in your health wish. Contact us at healthwish@northwell.edu. Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you again soon.